Hi there. So, welcome back to Foresight Paradigm. In an effort to try to grow my channel a little bit, I've invited several people to come on. And I'm doing this because I've had encouragement from different people to try to grow it a little bit. One of the people that I reached out to that I'm very graciously accepted to come on my podcast in the near future, possibly this week, is the eminent physicist Lawrence Krauss. So I'm humbled that he agreed to come on, and hopefully it works out, and we'll have that soon. I believe that's going to be on Why Is There Something Rather Than Nothing. And so for a while now, I've kind of had it itch in my brain to kind of compile an essay on everything I think about that and the evidence for it and whatnot. So I wanted to share some of that kind of in preparation for Lawrence Krauss potentially coming on. So so we can probably all agree that there's a universe, or at least something. There's at least seems to be thoughts being thought about that something. So there's a universe. I'm not going to get into the rabbit hole of how and how accurately our senses perceive the universe, and clearly they perceive it accurately enough, as evidenced by all we've been able to do and build. I mean, there's obvious evolutionary survival advantage to accurately diagnosing the world. And as mentioned via consensus and our achievements, we can verify that accuracy. And the evidence supporting evolution is vast long, and I'm not going to get into that here. So as I mentioned, thought. Now, I'm not a scientist, just a thinker who studies it and who endeavors to utilize good philosophy, but could thought be the first and most essential element of the universe? Could thought have created it? Well, it doesn't seem so. At first, first off, every process that has been behind every phenomenon that we have come to understand has turned out to be purely natural, mindless physics. And which horse are you going to bet on? The horse that's won every race or the one that's never won any? So, all thought we know of occurs in brains. We know of no consciousness without a physical substrate. We know that certain functions, or that when you're tired, your consciousness is altered, that when a part of your brain corresponding to a certain function is damaged, say facial recognition, that function is damaged or gone. The immaterial soul, to paraphrase someone, can be bisected with a knife and altered by chemicals, blows, electricity, or lack of oxygen. And we can see brain activity lit up in machines. So it seems consciousness, though we don't understand subjective experience completely, is an emergent property of the material. It's neurons firing. So does it really make sense? A super person who was alone, bored forever, and for some reason one day he created an experiment to lord over and play hide and seek with. Or does it make more sense that a universe came first and minds are things that emerge in universes, as science shows? Now, if you ask what or who created the universe and you answer God, we then have the problem of who or what created God, and what exactly is God? How could you have access to that knowledge and reliably demonstrate it? And which God? Could God just be an unconscious force? Could God just be an advanced alien life? Advanced humans controlling a simulation? Could God be mortal and dead now? Could there be an afterlife and no God, or vice versa? Don't omnipotence and omniscience conflict logically? Doesn't God explain complexity with more complexity, a mystery with a bigger mystery? Doesn't it really just explain nothing and transfer all questions of origins from the universe, even questions of meaning and purpose, to God? You will inevitably hear God always existed. Well, why can't the universe be the thing that's always existed? It's simpler than a God, and we know it does exist without ambiguity. The Big Bang Theory tells us that the universe used to be very small, not that the universe started there from nothing. It could have always existed like that. Matter and energy are interchangeable, and energy could be eternal, as well could be the quantum foam. We could go through cycles of eternal expansions and collapses per a lot of Eastern mythological ideas, or it could have been a phase transition from another universe. Our universe could have been a quantum fluctuation birthed from another universe that's part of an eternal multiverse. And whether it's a universe indicated by inflation or the many worlds interpretation of quantum physics, the multiverse is where science seems headed, and with many physicists subscribing to some form of it. It's what the science suggests. So there have even been impact circles and the microwave background radiation that it's been speculated might be impacts from another universe. The multiverse is not an excuse to explain fine-tuning, to explain it away. There's plenty else to address this idea of fine-tuning also, such as we're microscopically small in time and space, and via the Copernican principle, we've continued to have our imagined importance and centrality in the universe refuted. The universe is mostly lethal and inhospitable to known life. Now imagine a house being built for the purpose of a feeble electron within that house, an entire house built for that little feeble electron. So the parameters of the universe may have to be what they are. There may be things we are yet to understand about them. One could point out also a person's family history consists of many random meetings and sperm-egg combinations, but that doesn't mean that they all happen just so they could be here. That person could be here. There are many planets in the Goldilocks zones of many billions of solar systems. No miracle. 99% of life has gone extinct. The universe is always trying to kill us. Many things in our bodily designs via evolution harm us. A God would not need fine-tuning. The theist explanation is also one among many for this issue and makes extraordinary claims without even ordinary evidence, really. There are many different gods. We don't have any universe to compare ours to speak of its conditions. There could be many kinds of life that could survive in other conditions apart from ours. The parameters of particles and particle physics seems to be random and a mess, and there are many things, many settings that don't have any relevance to life. What science keeps telling us is things are bottom-up and evolutionary, from life to the mindless formations of stars, solar systems, and planets. Complexity doesn't necessarily mean design, and things we may think look designed have been shown to have been formed by bottom-up, mindless natural processes. So it's also a fallacy to compare things that humans make, like watches and paintings, with nature. The same with cause. The universe may have a cause or not. The cause could be natural. Nothing in science shows the universe needing anything outside itself to explain, to allow itself to exist. But the laws of physics could be the outside necessary elements to bring about a universe. We see cause and effect within our universe within an era of time, but that does not mean cause applies to the universe itself. Within the universe, we now know motion is the primary state of things and no Aristotelian prime mover is needed. Every man has a mother, it doesn't mean humanity does. We don't know when time started or if it did. In quantum physics, cause seems to play no part, same for purpose or goals. With photons appearing with no apparent cause, matter and antimatter annihilating and reappearing from nothing, and virtual particles popping in and out of existence, and existing at multiple places at the same time. So maybe something can come from nothing. But God is something, right? We need to explain it. On what basis is the special pleading applied to him as the exception to the asserted complex things need a creator valid? And what did God create the universe from? Nothing, it would seem. Human creations are rearrangements of existing matter. Theists assert a super immaterial being who exists for some unknown reason spoke matter into existence. It appears that they're the ones that believe in magic. They think their purpose is somehow to be in bliss while being on eternal bended knee to a master who has billions of good people and loved ones held in torturous flames forever. They think the supposed creator of parasites, childhood cancer, and hurricanes, a being of ultra-human hatred, vindictiveness, and indifference, is loving. Now, it looks to me like this is an anthropomorphic projection born of cosmically microscopic human fear and ignorance. That's what it looks like to me. Now, the fact of the matter is, there may have to be something. Something may be a more natural state than nothing. Empty space is full of potential something, and energy and particles and gravity and evolution are natural sculptors even amidst entropy. Another fact is that no theory or finding of science includes God. Science finds and needs no God to explain anything, and that very unreliable path to truth leading to multiple contradictory and unresolvable conclusions called faith is a poison to the enterprise of systematic doubt that is science. That enterprise that, unlike religion for all its millennia of hegemony, really does improve people's lives with justified hope, health, and opportunity. That enterprise that has actually made progress and has a reliable and verifiable means to keep making it. That enterprise that has actually uncovered facts about the world and proven its claims. Let's continue that noble quest. So I just had an itch to get my a kind of a summation, a gathering of all my thoughts in on that. Why is there something rather than nothing? So I will see you soon, hopefully. for the next quarantine conversations. And thank you for tuning in. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. Thank you.